Welcome to Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
Good morning, Keys. It is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Yes, it is a little chilly. We're going to continue to have to report that. 59 degrees on our way to 67 today, 10% chance of rain. Tonight's low 61, 40% chance of rain, 30% chance of rain. Tomorrow 68. The weekend, though, Saturday 70. Sunday is the chilly one, 56, partly sunny skies, and no major incidents to report up and down US 1. Traffic looking pretty normal, but do heed the school buses and school zones that are fully in effect now. We now say good morning to Dr. Sue Woltansky. She's board member for Monroe County School District. Good morning, Dr. Sue. How are you?
I'm good. And good morning, Michael.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks so much for being here. Despite the chilly weather, I have yet to turn on, I think, actually, our HVAC system here in the house does have a heating element, but I'm not sure, and I'm not going to turn it on.
Well, I have a little tiny dog, so I had to.
Okay. Well, as we say, I don't know, my son, my daughter, they all live up in Pennsylvania, and they've been out of school all this week. They went ahead and called off school for the entire week. My one of my granddaughters is a kindergartner. She has been experiencing at-home learning for the first time, and it's quite an experience. But the glasses.
Yeah, my son is in Rhode Island for college, and he is experiencing the joy of boots for the first time. The value of boots.
Well, tell him don't put them away. We still got a few months left. But the glass is half full here, that's for sure. I think this is more than tolerable compared to what everybody else is getting. People can continue to complain. It'll get better, not bad. So anyway, we have a lot of things going on, though. Some excellent developments in the Monroe County School District. The first of the year kicked off, the calendar year, of course, and a lot of things happening. Also want to say congratulations, a thank you, as did the community and the school board, to Mike Puto. He has served the Marathon area for decades, he and his family before him, and he was a former city manager, county commissioner, and he now has been, they've named the stadium at Marathon High School after Mike Puto.
Yeah, they will be. We voted on Tuesday night at the school board meeting to name the football stadium the Michael H. Puto Stadium, and it couldn't have been an easier vote. He has been really Mr. Marathon in part of the Marathon government, but also so supportive of our students. And he's at all the athletic events, and he's a take stock mentor, and he is involved in the scholarship events there. He has done so much for the students there, and the students wrote the letter to us asking for the naming rights of student government, and it was just great to name it that. And he was so pleased. And, we don't often get a time to make everyone in the room happy. Mm-hmm. This was one of the times where we voted on something and everyone in the room was happy.
Yeah. Well, it goes without saying it is well-deserved. Congratulations, Mike Puto, getting that recognition again. I see him everywhere, and anytime there's anything that is involved with Marathon, he is there with his presence and his optimism. And again, the stadium now bears his name. Again, Dr. Sue Woltansky, she is the school board member, District 5 for Monroe County. And let's talk about STEM.
Well, wait, let me just add, they will be putting the naming up, and they're going to be having a big ceremony, probably at a football game in the fall. So we'll be asking the whole community to come out and celebrate him then.
Good. Well, we will make note of that and, make the public aware of that ceremony as well. So again, that'll be very befitting. STEM. Let's talk about STEM, its importance, and then we had a fair to highlight those various students and their accolades, their skills, etc.
Right. So STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. It's an expansion of what we all knew as science fair. And the regional or district fair was on Saturday down at Switlick. And the projects that the kids are coming up with these days is just impressive. We had microplastics and microplastics and shrimp. We had kids who had done a project about what makes a computer password easiest to hack. They had artificial intelligence, how much bacteria is on the stairwell handrail.
I don't know if I want to know. I think ignorance is bliss in that regard.
Yeah, yeah, right. I forwarded it right to janitorial service.
Right. Good.
But yeah, it was really great. And what we're seeing is that we've really put a lot of effort at the schools into helping the kids develop their projects and their ideas, and then helping their public speaking about their projects, because that's what really, that's how they project. It's more than just an experiment on a board. They have to talk about what they've done, and they are getting so good at it. And we've seen the results. We have kids placing very high in the state science fair now. I'm blanking on her name, the student who got second or third place at the state science fair last year, again, won the senior division and will be going back to sort of defend her title there. So we've got 5 kids from middle and high school, or 5 groups, going to the state science fair. I believe that's on April Fool's Day, which is a funny day to have a science fair, but
okay.
to take a bunch of clever kids and put them in a room could be dangerous.
It could be. Yeah, not for fools though. That's for these kids are not fools at all.
Not at all. So we're excited to see how their projects will match up at the state level.
Yeah, well, that's exciting. So STEM fair coming up, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, very important cornerstones of the education in Monroe County and, of course, elsewhere. Also, speaking of accomplishments, congratulations to Key West High School, Academic Challenge District champions, and they will now move to represent Monroe County state competition as well. So that's...
Yeah, they're powerhouses in that. I don't believe they've lost a district meet in a decade.
That is amazing. So is that like a Jeopardy on steroids kind of thing, or is it just general knowledge, I guess?
Yeah, I think that it's all the academic subjects. So it's science and literature, and they have math problems that they come and do. And it's usually a team of, the team is larger, but at any one time, it's 4 students working together to solve some of these problems.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Well, again, we have a lot of standouts in the Monroe County School District. Thanks to our teachers, our administration, leaders like you, there is excellence everywhere we look. Celebrate Literacy Week. Is that this week, by the way?
It is this week, and it's a statewide, actually it's called Celebrate Literacy, Florida, !
Okay. All right. They got to get the name in
It's a Florida initiative, and the state always comes up with a subject or a theme, and this year it's, of course, I'm not going to be able to pronounce it either, but it's red, white, and blue, but red is spelled like the word read. And it's celebrating what they call 250 chapters of America, our 250th, and this 4th of July will be 250 years since the signing of the Declaration of Independence. And so that's what this is involved with. So a lot of the books that are being read and the activities that are being done have to do with the history of America and civics and that sort of thing. And a lot of the schools are really good about putting together some fun ways for the kids to celebrate reading. They have guest readers, which is my favorite part of the week. Tonight, Key Largo School always does a camp out, which is going to be a challenge with this weather, but where families come out with tents and sleeping bags, and for a couple of hours in the evening with flashlights, they they read books together out there on their lawn. But they also have vocabulary parades where kids dress up like challenging words, like interesting words. And so those parades will be happening in the school. It's a really fun week, and it's focused on, really what we focus on the most. And that is getting kids to love reading.
Excellent. Well, we will look forward to them continuing to celebrate reading throughout the school year, but also celebrate Literacy Florida, week or exclamation point or something. But,
yes.
Anyway, it's indeed. All right. Well, that is good. Literacy is, again, also a cornerstone of the education of our students in our community and in Monroe County. Again, speaking with Dr. Sue Woltansky. She is a board member, District 5 for the Monroe County School District on Good Morning Keys. And also, so I mentioned Mike Puto being everywhere in the community. So is our superintendent. Ed Tierney is everywhere. He's very involved in the school district, in our community as well, and saw him speak at the Chamber of Commerce of Key West yesterday, talking about some of the recent accomplishments. One noteworthy accomplishment is that the newly released 2024-2025 Federal Graduation Rate Index, the district showing very strong gains, rising from 86.9% to 91.9%, a 5-point increase that exceeded the statewide improvement of 2.5 points. He gave a lot of credit to our former superintendent and the administration, the staff, and teachers for that accomplishment. And we continue to make gains in the accomplishments and achievements of our students here.
Yeah, it was a concerted effort. We knew that was an issue. We've known that was an issue that we've lagged behind, and really ever since COVID. And Mrs. Axford and her team had put in what they were calling graduation coaches into the high school, which were counselors that were specifically looking at the kids who were not on track to graduate, and making sure the kids understood what they needed to do to get to that level, and then that they had someone there to help them get there. And so a lot of that has to do with kids who are very close but not quite there to passing some of the state assessments. And so a lot of work and attention was put into that to make sure that we could get kids across the finish line, and it's really great to see that be achieved at this point.
Yeah, it truly is. What an accomplishment it is, and a testament to, again, the results being generated in the Monroe County School District, and the support for the students continues. Also, we have some progress testing that is just being concluded, actually just ended up progress monitoring 2. Most schools finished testing. District will analyze the results to support instructional planning ahead of spring statewide assessments. So there seems to always be some kind of project testing or progress testing going on. But again, Monroe County getting high marks in that regard as well.
Well, I haven't seen that data yet. We will see that next week, but they've seen the preliminary, and yeah, that helps the schools understand if they're on track or if they need to repeat a topic or something like that. It's a statewide. It was put in by Governor DeSantis. It's really unique right now to in the country to have a statewide progress monitoring system. The kids are tested at the beginning of the year, in the middle of the year, and then they have what we call the big test at the end of the year. But they're all aligned, so and the teachers can get the information. Well, and the students and families can get the information when it's needed to make the changes or to, make any interventions that need to be done to help the kids get to the next level.
Okay, very good. Well, also, I was going to mention vacancies. That's been talked about, a pretty low vacancy rate in terms of personnel and teachers in our district. Again, the school board has been working hard over the years to try to present a competitive wage despite the cost of living here. I think that we still have the highest starting wage for teachers in the state, but we do have very few vacancies to fill, which is a very positive move for our students and the support they get. Probably the biggest category right now is athletics, still looking for some coaches to step up and help in that regard.
And I think we always need officials. So anyone who wants to take on the role of advancing athletics by becoming an official. We've had, this year it hasn't been too bad, but in the past we've had to cancel games for not having officials. So, but yes, and I'm going to say that, you know, this is all thanks to the community. It is the half mill referendum that we come to the community for that helps us to pay our teachers. And so Monroe has the highest starting salary in part because the governor has focused on funding starting teacher salaries, but we also don't have as much compression between the starting salary and the senior and, you know, our experienced teachers. They too have been able to get raises. And I think that really helps. And that money for the raises for them comes from the community's willingness to do the half mill. And that allows us to keep our teachers. And in other districts, they may have higher starting salaries, but the experienced teachers have not gotten raises along the way. So, you know, we appreciate our teachers. So we have great teachers and we really appreciate them. And it's great to be able to pay them somewhere near what they're worth, although, you know, they're priceless.
Again, Dr. Sue Woltansky with us. She is a school board member, District 5, Monroe County School Board and District on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys, Monroe County School District, earning that A rating from the state of Florida. Again, a testament to many years of hard work. We continue to pursue excellence in the school district, of course. So all accounts are thus far that things are going very well for this school year as we're in the second semester already. And a lot of recognition going out to teachers, administrators, and the like, including Teacher of the Year named, it's Paula Mercer of Key West High School. So congratulations to her.
It's great too. She's a great choice. Darren Pace at Key Largo School is fantastic as Principal of the Year.
Yes.
Jacob Polma at Coral Shores is Assistant Principal of the Year, Vice Principal. Yeah, I guess that's what it is.
Yeah.
Anyway, and we're also naming, you know, it's great to give them recognition. And then I usually in April we'll have a district-wide celebration of them. So it's great.
Yep. It takes a community. It takes everybody involved to put together such great results that we are seeing in Monroe County School District, including leadership from you and the rest of the school board. And I also understand that even administrators are now out and about in the schools, having contact with students, and really a lot of feet on the ground, making sure that all parts of the school district are running as smoothly and getting the best results possible. And again, I do want to give a thanks to our new superintendent, Ed Tierney, for a lot of the initiatives that are going on now as he's built upon the successes of Teresa Axford. So
can we talk about that for 1 second?
Absolutely, yes.
The administrators going out into the community, this is Mr. Tierney's idea. So we're getting close to the time where it is the last chance for these kids who have not quite gotten the assessment data that they need to graduate. We're getting close to the time where they're getting to their last chance. And so Mr. Tierney has asked people from the district office who have teaching certificates for during the week before that last chance, they're going to go in and tutors or do test preparation for these mandated assessments with small groups of students. And he said, he's tried that before, but never has he had people so excited to go and do it. So our administrators are really happy to go back into the classroom, and I think we're going to see tremendous gains. Plus, it's good for their souls. I mean, they have good souls to begin with.
Yes.
It feels, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that we need
Understood.
there,
Understood.
But, it's good for the former teachers to get back and be in contact with students and help them achieve.
Yes, good point. Well, it all seems very positive. I'm happy to get the results, the reports we're getting here as we continue to talk about the positivity coming out of the Monroe County School District. School board meeting coming up February 10th at 5 o'clock. And then there's a long weekend with Professional Day on the 13th, at least long weekend for the students, administrators, and the personnel will report. President's Day the following Monday on the 16th, so keep that in mind as well. And then you've got a second school board meeting on the 24th as well. So February will be busy.
Well, yes, and on the 20th of February, the State Board of Education is coming to Key West to have their meeting.
Oh, boy.
At Tennessee Williams at the college.
All right. Wow. All hands on deck for that.
It is a busy month.
Yeah.
No, it is a busy month.
It is. All right. Well, Dr. Woltansky, anything else we should mention before we let you go today?
No, just stay warm and enjoy the sunny sky.
Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful day, I must say. And again, it's good to bring out a long sleeve apparel every once in a while. But thank you so much.
Yes, socks are not the enemy.
No, socks and flip-flops are acceptable. It's totally fine. So, yes. Well, thank you so much for your years of dedication to our students and excellence in our schools. We appreciate your leadership and advocacy. We will talk again soon.
Thank you, Michael. Have a great day.
Yes, ma'am. Take care. Dr. Sue Woltansky, board member, District 5 for Monroe County School District on Good Morning Keys. And good morning to you. It is 8:31.
Let's talk trash. I'm Taylor Conrath, and my family's been taking care of your family's trash for years. In fact, we've operated Marathon Garbage Service and kept the Middle Keys clean since my great-grandpa, John Conrath, founded the company in 1950. That's a lot of years talking trash and hauling trash. And these days, we take care of your family's recyclables in addition to commercial and residential waste removal. The Conrath family and our entire team of great employees takes pride in keeping our community clean, from the north end of the 7 Mile Bridge to Craig Key. Now it's my generation of Conraths working together with my grandfather and my dad to continue the tradition and commitment started in 1950 at Marathon Garbage Service. The Conrath family is always there for your family. If you need to talk trash, just call us at 305-743-5165. That's 305-743-5165. Or visit us at 4290 Overseas Highway in Marathon and online at marathongarbageservice.com.
This is the Community Connection Spotlight, highlighting service organizations and initiatives in our community. Brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry in Islamorada and Key West. The Community Foundation of the Florida Keys presents the 2026 Unsung Heroes Celebration, Friday, February 6th at Beachside Resort in Key West. Since 2001, the Community Foundation of the Florida Keys has been hosting an annual event to recognize the service of volunteers. Monroe County 501c3 nonprofit organizations are invited to nominate one unsung hero to recognize that individual's unpaid contributions over the past year. Each unsung hero is presented with a certificate of appreciation at a celebratory luncheon and will be recognized in all 3 editions of the Keys Weekly. Additional tickets are on sale now. This Community Connection Spotlight is brought to you by Blue Marlin Jewelry, saluting those organizations and individuals who serve our communities. Blue Marlin Jewelry, 81549 Old Highway, Islamorada, and now at 718 Caroline Street, Key West. Online at bluemarlinjewelry.com.
When it comes to your heart health, you need quality care and convenient access close to home. Mount Sinai offers you access to the largest and most experienced cardiology group in South Florida, delivering the #1 cardiac surgery survival rates and #1 volume for over a decade. Get a same or next day appointment at one of our convenient locations in Key West and Marathon. Call 305-674-CARE or visit msmc.com to schedule. Trust your heart to Mount Sinai.
This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The talk of the Keys. Let's just double check our temperature right now. It is, 59 degrees on our way to 67, 10% chance of rain today. Tonight, we're going to have some rain and 40% chance of showers at 61. Tomorrow, 68, 30% chance of showers. For Saturday, 60% chance of showers. They're likely, windy, 70 degrees. Sunday, sunny though, 56. It'll be cooler again on Sunday as this cooling trend continues. Even Monday, it's 60 degrees. But it is January, so we're getting a little taste of winter weather here. That's going to happen. And then we have no major incidents to report up and down US 1. So that is good news as well. We're going to say good morning to Bonnie Barnes. Good morning, Bonnie. How are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I am doing quite fine, thank you. So we're going to talk about the SBDC. Why don't you go ahead and explain what SBDC stands for and who it is in case people are still unfamiliar?
All right. The Small Business Development Center is nationwide, and they are always attached to universities, and we provide no-cost consulting within communities for businesses, either to help them start up, to grow, access to capital, to sell their business, whatever it is they need assistance with, we are there to support them one-on-one.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and it's free services too.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And so we've got some great workshops coming up in the Florida Keys, 2 of them next week in the Middle and Upper Keys, which we're excited about.
Okay. Yeah, let's talk. Oh, I see you right there on the website in a video there. How about that? You go to floridasbdc.org and then you go find FIU, and you're right there with some of your colleagues as well. Let's talk about those specific events then coming up, please.
So in Marathon on Tuesday, we are doing a snack and learn, and because the hours were available later, and it's marketing trends that sell, helping businesses with their social media and other ideas. It's a hands-on workshop, an hour and a half long, that we want you to learn new ideas and ways to promote your business. What are you doing currently? What could you do better? Maybe it's reels, maybe it's, different kinds of social media. Maybe it's using AI. So we're working with a small group, one-on-one, and helping them improve what they're doing and get their marketing honed in better so that they can grow their businesses.
Okay, give us the date of that again.
That is Tuesday, February 3rd. It is 1 o'clock to 2:30, and then we are repeating it on Thursday for the Upper Keys, and that will be a lunch and learn, and that will be the 5th of February, 11:30 till 1 at the Key Largo Library. By the way, I did neglect to mention the one in Marathon is at the Marathon Library. So Marathon Library, Tuesday, February 3rd, 1 o'clock to 2:30, Thursday, February 5th, 11:30 to 1 p.m. Hands-on workshops at the local libraries to work with people and help them better their marketing efforts for their businesses.
So is there a pre-registration involved with these events?
There is. All of our workshops are listed at go.fiu.edu/Florida Keys. And you can sign up for any one of those workshops that we have listed there. And there's always more coming.
Very good. Bonnie Barnes speaking with us from the Small Business Development Center affiliated with FIU Business. And first week of February will be busy for you. Marathon Library from 1 to 2:30, the Snack and Learn. And then February 5th for the Upper Keys, Key Largo Library starting at 11:30, Lunch and Learn as well. Please do pre-register. So we've got other events coming up following that in February too.
We do. In March, it will start. We did one already in the fall and had 15 of our local businesses in Key West attend. And that is an in-depth 6-week, 3-hour-long sessions each week that you have to commit to. But it's absolutely hands-on, helping you with ways to grow your business. So this is our second time doing it. and it's Scale Your Business to Grow, and it's sponsored by Truist in Key West, of course, Truist nationally, but it will be held at the DoubleTree right there in Key West, and that will be from like 8:30. No, I think it's 9 o'clock till noon or so. And so we'll have those signups up soon. But I wanted to give people a heads up because you've got a plan for that time off work. But it's for business owners that want to scale their business. We had restaurants, we had Grimmel Grove in the last one, we had kayaking vendors, we had all kinds of people. It's a great mix, but it's a great opportunity to really upscale your business.
And Bonnie, when you say scale your business, let's explain what we mean by that.
So you might be looking at, we have a restaurant that wants to open a second location. So they're trying to scale their business bigger. We have the kayaking company that wants a loan to get additional kayaks. So we worked with her. Grimmel Grove is now starting some evening and dinner series and things like that. So how do they grow their business? How do they get more out of what they do? How do they improve their business to reach more people or to grow? So it's whatever it is their personal goal is, we're working with them on it.
Oh, very good. Okay, Bonnie Barnes, the Small Business Development Center affiliated with FIU Business on Good Morning Keys. So we've got a busy time coming up. And the DoubleTree session, is that a one-time session?
No, that will be starting on March 24th, and it will go for 6 weeks on Tuesdays in the mornings.
Okay. So yes, you do have to make sure you can commit to that session each Tuesday for that number of weeks. But again, the results are there. You've got so many success stories to mention that do prove that the involvement with the Small Business Development Center really does make the difference in helping scale business, helping them thrive, helping them learn about marketing and other ways to be more efficient.
Absolutely. One quick story is right there in Key West, and that's the MRI machine. They are two gentlemen who had never owned a business before, and they now have a brand new MRI machine at Dr. Quintana's. And so we helped them get their funding to open that business. In Islamorada, we had a gentleman who wanted to buy a boat to do a chartering business, and we helped him get his $200,000 loan for that. Never owned a business before, young man in his 20s. And so that's the kind of thing we do. But you've got to be prepared. You have to have a business plan. You have to have 3 years financial projections. We help them get that done, all again at no cost, to help them. Other people need accounting help. Other people need HR help. Whatever it is they need, we are here to assist them.
Yes. And again, it is free of charge to businesses to help them thrive, help them grow, help them launch, help them scale. Florida Small Business Development Corporation, Bonnie Barnes, speaking with us this morning. And it is you, and you've also got a team of others who help advise and help grow others grow in terms of business in the Florida Keys as well.
Absolutely. There are two of us covering the Keys, and we cover the entire Keys wide. So we are there to assist. And Nancy is helping. We're doing a full-day workshop for business women's professionals, and our SBDC, Nancy Hull, is taking the lead on this for them and helping organize a Spark Tank Live, which is a high-stakes business pitch competition for any local women entrepreneur throughout the Florida Keys, with a chance to win a $1,500 cash prize.
Oh, wow. And next time you and I visit on the air, we can also talk about Empower You, Connect, Learn, Grow. That's with business and professional women of the Upper Keys as well on Saturday, March 7th. You can go to their website to learn more about that program. That is a premier event designed to connect, inspire, and empower Upper Keys women as well. So that is going to be happening March 7th. So lots of good things happening for businesses and individuals throughout the Keys, all in conjunction with Small Business Development Center. Bonnie, you truly are everywhere in the Keys, and I'm sure your colleague is as well, but I think you've cloned yourself somehow. Maybe FIU figured that out, because I see you everywhere and you're so involved. with helping so many businesses. So thank you.
Oh, no, it's a team and we work hard at this. So we love it.
I know you do. All right. Well, people can find out more. What's the best way to find out more about SBDC and the events that are coming up?
That would be the SBDC Okay. To get directly to our events, go.fiu.edu/Florida Keys.
Okay.
FL Keys, KEYS. Sorry.
Perfect. Got it. Okay. Well, thank you, Bonnie, for being here. Anything else we should mention before we let you go?
No, looks good. And thank you. The application is a short deadline on that Shark Tank. And if they want that 1,500, I could give the link on that. They have to go to Upper Keys DPW and then /Empower You. And the eligibility requirements and official rules are there for that.
Okay, very good. We'll make note of that as well. So, Bonnie, thank you so much for being here and for this update today. You have a wonderful week.
Oh, and thank you for the time allowing us. Take care.
Absolutely. Take care. Bonnie Barnes with us, Small Business Development Center on Good Morning Keys. And it's just about 8:45. Great time for a bakery break. Make that. Old Town Bakery is where you go for a nice break in your day to start your morning off right. And guess what? They are cooking up quiche now. Spinach and feta quiche, as well as ham and cheese quiche is available by the slice. You can order ahead for a full pie. It is delectable, just like their sandwiches, just like their pastries and cookies and brownies. Now croissants also with vanilla or chocolate filling. Holy crow, I'm getting hungry. And you can top it off with a nice hot coffee. Great on a morning like this morning. Old Town Bakery, Key West, corner of Eaton and Grinnell, now featuring quiche. And they start baking each and every morning at 1 a.m. So everything is fresh out of the oven for you. Don't forget those award-winning pies. Key Lime Pie voted the best key lime pie in the Florida Keys, all at the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, a historic Old Town Bakery. You can order ahead for pickup and delivery as well. OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com. Pick up gift cards for upcoming occasions or for Valentine's Day. Some sweets for your sweetheart. You have to order those and pick those up in store at the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, or you can order your food items and delectable delights in advance online at OldTownBakeryKeyWest.com. So go visit them, corner of Eaton and Grinnell. Take your dog as well, and your dog will get a nice bacon treat for them as well. It's Old Town Bakery, corner of Eaton and Grinnell in Old Town Key West. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5. The Talk of the Keys. We return in just a moment.
Good morning, dear. Breakfast almost ready?
In a minute. So did you happen to call someone about spalling repair for the house?
You know what? I knew I forgot something yesterday.
Honey, you know how important spalling repair is, especially here in the Keys. If that spalling damage gets any worse...
Don't worry. I'll call Design Center in Marathon.
When?
Today.
How about now?
Okay, dear. Now.
Design Center, the most efficient spalling contractor in the Keys, providing the fastest results. With over 40 years combined experience in spalling repair and a member of the International Concrete Repair Institute, Design Center can handle the largest jobs to small structures. They also handle quite a number of condominium and county projects. Mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair. Visit DesignCenterFL.com or call 305-735-4042. Design Center, 6677 Overseas Highway Marathon. License number CGC 1523838. Remember, mention this ad or the program you're listening to and receive 10% off your spalling repair from Design Center.
Step back in time. Step back into Old Town. Step into Old Town Bakery. You'll be taken back to a simpler, sweeter time. A time when your local bakery was the heart of the neighborhood, with fresh baked treats like pastries, cookies, brownies, and fresh breads made every morning. Hot and cold, delicious ground coffee always brewing, and handcrafted breakfast and lunch sandwiches made to order on oven fresh breads. That local bakery still exists at Old Town Bakery, Key West. Step into our historic building on on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell Streets, and your senses will transform you back in time. Pick up lunch for a day on the water or treat your office mates to a lunch they'll rave about. You can even bring the fresh taste of Old Town Bakery to your private or business event with party platters that are second to none. Don't forget the key lime pie, voted the best key lime pies in Florida Keys. Step into the Old Town Bakery on the corner of Eaton and Grinnell, or just order online for pickup or delivery and skip the line. Old Town Bakery, KeyWest.com.
Let me share Brian's story. He's in Alabama, and he wrote in, he said, Glenn, after taking Relief Factor for just 3 weeks, at least 90% of my pain is gone. My pain had started to limit me at work and at home, and I am amazed at the relief that I have gotten. Those are Brian's own words, and they speak volumes about what Relief Factor can do. And I've seen that kind of transformation in myself. Hearing Brian's experience reinforces why I take endorsing Relief Factor so seriously. Before I started taking Relief Factor myself, I was losing hope that I could ever have a normal life again. My hands were in so much pain. It's created by doctors, 100% drug-free product using 4 key ingredients. It supports the body's natural inflammatory response. Hundreds of thousands of people have ordered Relief Factor, and like Brian and me, over 2/3 of these people go on to order more month after month. So don't wait. You're dealing with pain. Launch your 3-week quick start and see what Relief Factor can do for you. Call 800-4RELIEF or go to relieffactor.com. Don't wait anymore. Feel what it's like to be out of pain. 1-800-4-RELIEF.
If it's happening in the Keys, you will hear about it here. This is Good Morning Keys on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5.
And good morning, Keys. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the talk of the Keys. No major incidents to report up and down US 1 for this morning so far. So that is good news. A little bit of lane shifts going on in Tavernier, but other than that, even that's moving fairly well. Otherwise, no incidents being reported. We do have some cool temperatures, as we've been talking about. 60 degrees, 67 will be your high for today. We're actually going to say good morning to Sheriff Rick Ramsey, normally here on a Monday. I had to shift our schedule, and Sheriff Rick Ramsey was good enough to give us some time here on a Thursday morning. So good morning to you, sir.
Hey, good morning, Mike, and morning to your listeners on this chilly day in South Florida.
Yes, it is chilly. Not as chilly as it is elsewhere. I was just talking about Pennsylvania and parts of the Northeast are unbearable right now. And you were in North Florida, which also was pretty uncomfortable in terms of temperature.
Yes, I was. I was at the Florida Sheriff's Association conference. I went up Sunday and just came back yesterday afternoon. So I was in Jacksonville, Florida, which had a cold front going through there. The same weather's hitting us now was up there. So it's been pretty brisk in North Florida. I'm not used to that.
Yeah.
It was, I think, around nighttime was around 30 and daytime was in the 50s. So it was and windy. So the wind chill factor really cut into you.
Yes,
so it continues to make me appreciate how lucky we are in South Florida. Even when we drop down to the 60s where we're breaking out jackets, it's nothing like North Florida, or surely nothing like Pennsylvania and the rest of the country, which are just stuck in their homes and freezing and blizzards. And hey, we're still got it pretty good here, I think.
Yeah, I think we do. I totally agree with that. Jacksonville might actually get some snow this coming weekend, though. So good time for you to even get out of there. So yeah, indeed. But the Florida Sheriff's Association meeting twice a year, and a good opportunity for networking and for you to compare notes with friends and colleagues up there as well. But all reports are positive here from Monroe County, experiencing about a 4% reduction in crime, record low levels. So a testament to the dedication and commitment of you and your entire department.
Well, thanks for highlighting that for sure. It's we've continued every year I've been the sheriff to see reductions in crime to the point now that we're at a record low levels of crime. Mm-hmm. The last few years, every year we set new records for the low levels of crime we have per capita. Keep saying this is one of the safest places ever to live, work, and play. And this is attributed to several factors. First and foremost, clearly, is the hard-working men and women of Monroe County Sheriff's Office out there doing difficult, challenging jobs each and every day. Second, I always tell you and listeners, is the amazing, strong partnerships I have with my state, local, federal, military partners, all working together to combat crime and focus on safe communities. And third, and one of the most important parts is the community relationships we have. I always tell you and listeners, I consider the citizens of Monroe an extension of the sheriff's office because we work so closely with them that they're the first ones who are going to call us to tell us who did it or what's going to happen or who's going to do it. If we need help on something, they're going to call and give us tips. They're just outstanding partners to the sheriff. And, we're all working on the same goal. We all want the same thing. We all want safe communities. We want to be able to go out and walk and play, and kids to ride their bikes, and kids to be able to play in this community. So we all have the same goals and objectives together, and we're all rowing in the same direction. And that cooperation that continues, internal, external, is so critical to have what we're having, record low levels of crime, reductions in crime. So crime is always going to exist, but we're surely sitting at the amazing low levels.
Yes, we are. Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County, with us on Good Morning Keys. And again, great to see those reports of decreasing crime, and again, hard work of the Sheriff's Department paying off, and your partnerships with federal, state, and local agencies, including Key West Police Department and the like, all working in tandem for the same goal. So thank you very much for that. Crime is on the decrease. We still have people making poor decisions, though, which tends to make the news, including two gentlemen, I guess, who decided they were not going to go fishing the traditional way and instead took a shortcut by breaking into Marathon Aquarium, Florida Keys Aquarium Encounters, fishing in a private lagoon at about 2:50 in the morning, which nothing ever good happens around that time, as you often say. They were able to catch a 55-inch tarpon, tried to leave with that tarpon. All of those things are definitely frowned upon and against the law.
This case happened last year, Mike. This was like May of 25. So, yes, we had two individuals, one from Fort Myers and the other from the Marathon area, who were at nighttime, went to the aquarium encounter with fishing gear, and were fishing in the ponds. This is so sad. These fish have nowhere to go. They're used to being fed, so when stuff goes in, and, they run there at nighttime thinking it's funny. They catch a tarpon, they pull it out. They're taking pictures of it. Ultimately, the tarpon died, and we got called, and we had to investigate this, which is a little tricky, trying to identify at nighttime two guys on camera fishing in his area. But we were able to identify two people. One was from Fort Myers, one was local, one was a 25, one was a 20-year-old male. We did arrest one individual a couple months ago back in November, and then we've since located the other individual on the west coast of Florida and had arrested him now. So both have been arrested with burglary and these related charges. But it's unusual and stupid and silly. There's so many good places to fish in the Keys, but to go on private property at this aquarium and mess with the encounter animals was just sad to see. But again, some good closure then continues to show that we're vigilant and going to not tolerate this stuff occurring.
That's right, and pursue it to its conclusion. Again, Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County, with us. Traffic stops. Once again, a traffic stop netting an arrest for possession of more than 4 pounds of marijuana, 10 THC vape pens involved there as well, which appears to rise to the level of intent to sell. So that individual was stopped and subsequently taken to jail.
Yeah, we continue to focus on traffic stops being so important to us. And what happens on these traffic stops, we keep saying that people are using cars to commit crimes every day. So it does help us to identify these type of things. This is a 40-year-old male, a woman at a Marathon who was arrested back in January 27th on this traffic stop. And, again, vigilant officers, you stop it, you smell the strong odor, you know something's going on. This is about the 62-mile marker and in the late afternoon. And eventually we did find larger drugs, as you indicated, that were more than just personal use. These amount of drugs, you're talking 4+ pounds of marijuana, and then VHC, a large amount of VHC vape pens and drug paraphernalia that clearly this person is not a personal use. This is a drug dealer that is just trying to deal drugs in our communities, a threat hazard to the safety, well-being of our citizens that we're just not going to tolerate. So good to deal with traffic-related issues and good to have results of getting some drugs and a drug dealer off the streets and trying to hold them accountable instead of keep trying to prevent this from occurring and keep reassuring our citizens that we're on the job.
Yes, indeed. Well, while on the job, your deputies certainly put themselves in harm's way. We had a man who was highly intoxicated in Marathon, found unconscious in the roadway near a bar. This happened last week, and he woke up, apparently started kicking and punching at deputies, tried to headbutt one. So he was very disorderly at that point and also taken to jail.
This was a person who was found unconscious behind the wheel of a car at about 61st Street. It actually crashed into another vehicle, and the person, drunk, passed out, crashed into a car, didn't wake up, was unresponsive to how intoxicated this person was. Just a 54-year-old male at a marathon. We were called there, so we weren't sure initially what this was. This is about 9 p.m. We're not sure if this is a medical emergency. We soon figure out, no, this is just an extremely intoxicated person who crashed his cars into another vehicle and didn't even realize it, passed out, and just continued sleeping. We got there first thing trying to wake this person up to see if there's a medical emergency. Once we get the person up, then the person became extremely violent, had officers punching, attacking at officers. So this was a melee occurring, unfortunately, at this point in time, yelling and screaming, cursing, saying he was going to fight the sheriff's office members and was throwing punches. And he could barely walk, same token. He is punching, but even though you're not mobile on your feet, you do have ability with feet and hands to hurt people. But refused to cooperate. We had to force this guy in the patrol car at the end, had to take him to the hospital to get him medically cleared. While in the car, he was banging his head in the cage of the car to the point that he had lacerations and bruising, and his forehead was bleeding, which forced us to take him to the hospital to get him checked out, cleared to go to the jail. The booking photo was pretty clear about this guy had so many hit the cage so many times with his head. His forehead was extremely bloody. So you look at the booking photo, you're like, holy crap, what happened to this guy? But some was from the car crash, but most is from him just banging his head because he was so drunk and stupid. But this is the guy who was driving a car on the road. We're lucky he didn't kill somebody. Lucky he hit a parked car versus a car in motion, right?
Oh my gosh, yes. Well, that person needs to be detained and, again, held accountable for those very dangerous actions and very poor decisions that put others as well as himself in harm's way. Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County, with us on Good Morning Keys. We also want to take a moment to recognize exemplary members of your team. We want to be able to recognize as many as we possibly can, but on Friday, we had the quarterly member awards ceremony in Marathon. Members of the fourth quarter of 2025 recognized for exemplary and outstanding service to the agency, including reserve member of the quarter, Stephen Tolf, support member of the quarter, Stacy Bean, a detention deputy of the quarter, Andrew Valencia, and deputy sheriff of the quarter, Jenna Moeller, as well.
Yeah, these individual outstanding members, Steve is a civilian, he volunteers and works with our radio communications, keeping our radio system up and going, really technologically advanced. Such a sharp guy. He's done so much to help our program there to keep these systems up and running for sure. Stacy works in our communication 911 dispatch center. Outstanding young lady, does a great job there for sure. Our detention deputy of the quarter is in transportation. This young man's done so much internal, external, community transportation, and just continues to go above and beyond to help each other and help others and step out. And then so Andrew does a great job. And then Jenna Moeller is the detective sergeant down south here and did a lot with our community. She does a lot of volunteering, has her own program she does for volunteering, and then does a lot with our, lately some of our auction stuff, try to help nonprofits. So yeah, these people that we're talking about all really get the community policing and understand how important it is to me in this office to be active and part of our community. And a lot of our recipients are, besides their daily jobs, taking on additional responsibilities and focusing activities to help others and go above and beyond and focus on quality of life. And that's what I want. That's what I love. And I appreciate these men and women, and they're just proud members of this agency.
Yes, sir. Well, Sheriff, speaking of community policing, we've got the next Citizens Police Academy starting up in April, looking for people who are interested in learning more about law enforcement and the Sheriff's Office. Classes beginning in April, continuing through May. 3 separate academies held during that time, one in the lower, one in the middle, and one in the upper Keys on various evenings. So we're encouraging people to look into this and to sign up should it be of interest to them. Another part of your community policing outreach and helping the community be involved with law enforcement and the Sheriff's Office.
Absolutely, Mike. These community policing classes we put on for our Citizens Police Academies are just that extension of our community policing programs. These class, we make it fun, action, adrenaline, excitement, hands-on. You meet some really good people in the class, some really good men and women in the Sheriff's Office. You better understand how this full service agency operates, how much we really do. You leave there making a lot of new friends, and it is a fun class. If everyone's gone through, has raved about this. We make it the best it can be. It's 1 day a week, just from 6 to 10, so it's not time consuming necessarily. And we do it in 3 parts of the county, so everyone in different parts of the county will have an opportunity to take this class, not have to drive from one end to the other end. So we do it Tuesday night in Lower Keys, Wednesday night there's a class for the Middle Keys, and Thursday night there's a class for the Upper Keys. So if you have interest, you can contact your local division captain or lieutenant. Being either the Cudjoe Patrol Station, out of the Marathon Patrol Station, out of the Alamorada Station, or out of the Upper Keys, Key Largo, Plantation Key substations. And we'll get you hooked up, and we'd love to have you part of the team.
Absolutely. Applications are due March 2nd, so you've got a little bit of time. Do not procrastinate, though, because space is limited. So, again, Sheriff Rick Ramsey with the Sheriff of Monroe County on Good Morning Keys. And, sir, I know you've got a busy time to get back to, having just returned from the Florida Sheriff's Association conference, and we appreciate your time here this morning. It's very valuable. Anything else that we should mention, though, before we let you go?
No, we got plenty to talk about, but what you said is true. My desk is filled to the top, so I've got a lot of work today. Coming back after a few days, this is going to be a long day for me. So I appreciate you and your listeners, and thank you for always highlighting MCSO and its members, and
yes, sir,
and being such a great partner to this agency. And it's leaders like you which make this community one of the best places ever, Mike. So thank you, and your listeners, I appreciate you as well.
Well, thank you, and likewise to you, sir. I'm humbled to be a part of it in a very small way, but we will always do what we can to support you and your efforts in our community. So thank you for all that you do. Have a very safe day, and we'll talk soon.
Take care. Bye.
Yes, sir. Bye now. Sheriff Rick Ramsey, Sheriff of Monroe County. Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys on a Thursday. We appreciate him making the time for us here this morning. This is Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. We are getting set for Glenn Beck coming your way in just a few moments, followed by Clay and Buck at noon, Sean Hannity at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Drew Steele, Florida's Voice, of course, following the Florida legislature's developments each and every day while they're in session. 6 o'clock, Mark Levin, 9 o'clock, Jesse Kelly, Coast to Coast AM overnight as well. Breaking news as soon as it happens. AUC with Dr. B live at 9 a.m. on Saturday with Dr. Bruce Boros as well. Breaking news as soon as it happens. Local, state, national news at least every half hour. Weather updated around the clock. It's all on Keys Talk 96.9, 102.5, the Talk of the Keys. Thank you for listening.